Hello everyone, my name is Miguel Ryan Nelson Bito from class MC1101A. For our class, Com 165, we were told to do two informative speech videos about a topic of our own. My first topic is titled Climate Change is Real. The specific purpose of this speech is to inform my audience about the reality of climate change. Next, this informative speech's central idea is the causes and realities of climate change. The method of organization that I will be using in this speech is known as topical order. Starting off, the first main point is that the greenhouse emissions have an effect on the energy balance and temperature on Earth. The average surface temperature of Earth would be several degrees lower if all heat energy emitted from infrared went through the atmosphere and straight into space. Because greenhouse gases absorb and emit heat energy in all directions, keeping the Earth's surface and lower atmosphere warm, they act to make the surface much more warmer than this. These gases include water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. Life as we know it would not have been able to evolve on our planet without this greenhouse effect. The atmosphere is quite effective at stopping the loss of heat into space as additional greenhouse gases are added into it. Earth warms until a new equilibrium is reached when the energy entering is greater than the energy leaving. Next, the second point is that human activity has increased the number of atmospheric carbon dioxide. Since the start of the Industrial Revolution, there has been a major rise in the amounts of carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide in the atmosphere. In Hawaii's Mauna Loa Observatory, the average level of carbon dioxide has increased from 316 parts per million in 1959 to above 411 parts per million in 2019. Since then, a large number of other stations throughout the world have noted the same rates of growth. Since pre industrial times, the amount of carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide in the atmosphere has increased by over 40%, over 150%, and about 20% respectively. Since 1970, the carbon dioxide rise has increased by more than half. Earth's temperature is rising as a result of a rise in all three gates, with carbon dioxide playing the largest part. Moving on, the third point is that there is a warming tendency in climate records. Millions of observations from all around the world, many from land stations, ships, and satellites, must be carefully analyzed to calculate the increase in the world's average surface air temperature. The mean atmosphere temperature has increased globally since 1900 by around 1 degrees. Despite the numerous challenges involved in synthesizing such data, according to multiple independent teams, the last 4 decades have been warmer than every decade in the geological record from 1850, despite many pauses and accelerations in the growing trend noted in the record. The fourth point is that our climate is shaped by several complex processes. The most significant responses involve different types of water. More water vapor is typically found present in warmer environments. Because of its high greenhouse gas concentration and short atmospheric duration, water vapor increases primarily in tandem with global warming. Water vapor is therefore considered an amplifier of climate change rather than a driver of it. A darker ocean and land surface that can absorb more heat lead to increased warming in the polar regions as higher temperatures melt sea ice and reduce seasonal snow cover. Another significant but ambiguous response relates to changes in the cloud cover. Based on changes in the horizontal extent, height, and characteristics of clouds, warming and increases in water vapor may cause cloud cover to either to raise or decrease, which can either exacerbate or moderate temperature change. According to the most recent scientific evaluation, cloud changes are anticipated to have an overall net global impact that amplifies warming. For the fifth and sixth points, climate change is a result of human actions and what will happen to the climate in the future. Scientists must take into account a variety of natural changes that affect temperature, precipitation, and other climate related factors over periods ranging from days to decades, from the local to the global. The El Nino Southern Oscillation (ENSO), which produces substantial year-to-year regional and global fluctuations in temperature and rainfall patterns, is one example of a natural variation. ENSO is an irregular alternation between warming and cooling in the equatorial Pacific Ocean. Additionally, volcanic eruptions affect the climate by, among other things, increasing the number of tiny particles in the stratosphere that reflect or absorb sunlight, which causes a brief cooling of the surface that normally lasts between 2 and 3 years. The Ice Age cycles over the past 800,000 years have been brought on by slow, recurrent fluctuations in Earth's orbit around the Sun over millennia that modify the balance of solar energy received by Earth. As a result of significant advancements in observations, theory, and modeling of the Earth's climate system, scientists are now more confidently able to predict how the climate will evolve in the future. However, it is impossible to provide precise projections of how regional or global temperature patterns will develop decade by decade into the future due to several significant concerns. In conclusion, the Earth is an important asset as it is our only home. So it is our responsibility to take care of it for future generations who will be on this Earth.